What is going on YouTube? Carlo here. Welcome to the vlog. This is a channel where we talk about sneakers, life, and tech. And for this episode, we're going to compare designer luxury brand sneakers like this Balenciaga Speed Trainer with hype sneakers like this Off-White Converse collaboration. Let's go! Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure that you do so because we are in the middle of a giveaway. We're giving away a New Balance 997 Sport Leather Premium Pack sneaker in size 9, sponsored by our friends New Balance Philippines and Seoul Academy. All you have to do is to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, hit the notification bell, and then click the link down below for the rest of the mechanics. Go! Designer versus hype. Hype versus designer. That's what we're going to talk about in today's vlog. So what we'll do is we'll go over the pros and cons of either shoe. We'll do a pro and con of the designer luxury brand, and then we'll do a pro and con of the hype pair. And from there, at the very end, we'll go to our recommendations. Let's start with the luxury designer brands. And first up, one of the best things about luxury designer brand sneakers is the quality. For example, guys, this is the Off-White 3.0 Polo house sneaker. So it's not a collaboration sneaker. It's not in collaboration with Nike. It is an Off-White sneaker. The great things about designer brands is that the quality of the materials are actually very good. If you just take a look at the leather material that they used here, the firmness, the quality, it's just really something else. You feel the difference even when you compare it with a lot of other white sneakers out there. This really comes out on top. Another example would be this Louis Vuitton. I don't know if it's called like the Easy Runner or something, but again, everything from the materials that they use with the upper to that amazingly well-built midsole and even the outsole. I mean, it's just really something else. I mean, there's really no comparison if it's going to be a material versus material kind of thing. Mainly because they just sell for an incredible amount of money, right? So that's, I think, one of the main advantages of buying like a luxury brand. Now, the problem is, no, not all luxury / designer models are all top quality and like are like equivalent to the money that you're paying for. For example, this Balenciaga Speed Trainer over here, at the end of the day, it's really just knit material for the upper, and then you have like a faux midsole. So, I mean, and then you're going to pay like what, 30, 40, 50,000 pesos for one of these things. That one doesn't make so much sense. Another thing I love about buying designer or luxury brand sneakers is the overall experience of you buying them, because you do feel like a VIP when you are in a store of a designer brand. For example, if you try shopping at Louis Vuitton, at least here in the Philippines over at Greenbelt, they even serve you like Evian and iced tea while you are looking for like sneakers that you want to get. And if you're a regular customer, you get messages in advance if they have like new collections coming, if they have collaborations coming that you'd want to pre-order. So there are a lot of perks in being a regular customer of a designer / luxury brand store, which you don't get with a lot of hype stores or hype brands. So those are the customer experience between trying to secure a pair is just really different. The major con that I have with designer brands is that the SRP usually is just super high from the get-go. Unlike going for like hype pairs, you actually have a chance of buying them at retail because they sell low initially. For designer brands, the price is pegged. The price is standard. So if it is 30-something thousand, it is 30,000. If it is like 40,000, it is 40,000. So that, I think, is one of the like main disadvantages. The barrier to entry is a little bit high. And connected to that, they're actually harder to sell, at least in my experience. So if you want to offload like an LV shoe, you really lose a lot, because if you buy it, for example, at like 45 or 40-something thousand pesos, chances are you can only sell it for like 25 to 30,000 pesos. So you lose a lot. You lose a lot of money if you're trying to dispose of luxury sneakers. So that, I think, is one of the biggest major like issues I have with luxury designer brands. Now, of course, if you pick your models right, I think you should be able to still sell them at a good price, because right now the lines between designer and hype is blurring. We're starting to see a lot of designer hype shoes coming out, especially with the Virgil Abloh Louis Vuitton collection or the Balenciaga Triple S sneakers that are just all the rage right now for some reason. But anyway, you guys get the point. Now let's get to hype sneakers. The thing I love the most about hype collab sneakers is the hunt for them, because you actually have the chance to buy them for retail. You can either line up outside the store, you can join a raffle, you can, like, I don't know, just do whatever you can, or first come, first serve to be able to get a pair, and you get it at an excellent price. So for example, you can get like I don't know, a lot of the Yeezys, when they come out, the retail price is a little over 11,000 pesos. The resale price is like 14, 15, 16,000, depending on the hype and buzz around that particular shoe, the demand behind that sneaker. So there's that surprise element, there's that risk involved, there's that uncertainty involved, which I think makes it a little more exciting. So that's one of the best things I think about like hype/collab sneakers, the chance to be able to get them at retail. However, there are issues with buying hype and collab sneakers. For example, being someone who's actually bought several pairs, both from luxury designer and collab brands, one of the most annoying things that you buy like a sneaker like this one, for example, from Off-White, a collab with Nike, is when you open the box, it says there, made in Vietnam. Or maybe made from China. And the materials are relatively the same compared to like the general release models. The only thing different is that the overall look and styling is in accordance to the vision of the creative designer that they collaborated with. But the overall quality and the price of the materials is not that different compared to like your typical sneaker. It's not made in Italy, it's not made from Europe, it's not made from Portugal. It's made from either Vietnam, China or something, and the actual materials are not top quality. That has to do a lot with the price that you're paying for, because the actual retail price, like what I mentioned earlier, is low. That's in accordance to the actual price of the materials, or at least some sort of like ratio between that the materials of the shoe have. But because of hype, the price goes up, which is also, I think, one of the major issues with hype sneakers. It's very unpredictable when it comes to pricing. There's a lot of instability with it. It can be high, it can be low. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Bitcoin. But then, but there are really good sneakers that maintain value over time. Of course, those are like the OG Off-White models or a bunch of other sneakers that you might want to take a look at. And I think one of the biggest concerns that I have with hype sneakers is that once the brand, for example, like an ADIDAS or Kanye, decides to retro it and re-release it, then obviously the price would take a pummeling. And that's what we saw, of course, with the Yeezys. Now, that's both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing for people who want to have more. It's a bad thing for people who bought them at incredibly high rates or prices. I have a friend who bought a Yeezy Zebra for 60,000 pesos. So that's over $1,000. Now, it's selling for like what, 15, 16,000 pesos here in the Philippines. Maybe the highest would be like 18 to 19. So yeah, that's part of the unpredictability of going for hype pairs. Also, trying to get hype pairs can be dangerous for your health sometimes, especially if you take a look at what happens during the lines, all the shoving, all the pushing. But that is part of the game. The overall customer experience is not the best. For example, if you just walk in an LV store, you get to pick the shoe that you want. You get serviced by a sales assistant, a sales associate. You get iced tea. You wait in a nice place. Unlike like lining up for a sneaker for hours, like 10 hours, and then there's not even like that good chance that you might actually end up buying it. So what's my recommendation? I think there are three categories or three types of recommendations that I can give for you guys, so you can just pick which one you fall under. Number one, if you want to go for like quality, and when I say quality, it's really the materials, the overall look, the design, then of course you have to go with designer brand sneakers. I'm a huge fan of House Off-White, and when I say House Off-White, I mean the non-collab versions of their sneakers, because I love the build, I love the style, I love the overall quality, and I mean, it's just a nice experience to shop for this. Apart from that, I also love like Louis Vuitton, so this one is still my favorite sneaker from them, but I'm really more into them for bags more than anything else, not really for shoes. But I am super excited for the Virgil Abloh Louis Vuitton collection that should be coming to the Philippines very soon. Having said that, I don't think it's a good idea to collect a lot of designer sneakers because the value doesn't hold. The value doesn't go up, the value doesn't really stay unless maybe you're lucky with like a collab with like a Virgil Abloh LV or a Supreme LV, then it's a mixture of both hype and designer. But if you're going to buy like a lot of general release luxury shoes, I think it's going to be incredibly expensive and not that wise because you'll be hard-pressed to sell them later on. So it will be hard for you to let go of them and get your money back. So I would recommend actually, if you're after buying like a designer shoe or a designer luxury brand, just go for like one or two that you can afford, a style that is pretty much timeless like this one. It's all white, very easy to wear, very easy to clean. You can get a lot of wear out of it, and you know what? And once you get a lot of value out of it, if you can still sell it later on, then good. If not, at least you were able to make full use of it. When it comes to hype sneakers, as much as possible, try to be part of team retail. Basically, try as much as you can to be able to pick them up for retail price, and if not, try to be able to get a good deal or a good sense if the price will go up or not, so that if you decide to sell them later on, you can still get your money back. That, I think, is one of the best things about buying hype sneakers. While you wear them, you can actually still sell them, and you can still get a considerable amount or a considerable portion of what you paid for it back to you. So for example, you buy something for like 30,000, you wear it for a few weeks, a few months, then maybe you can still sell it for like 20. So you do lose like 10,000, but still you get like a lot of value out of it by wearing it often. However, if you guys want to be just unique and different and stand out without paying an incredible amount of money for either luxury or hype brands, another alternative is to just buy like collaboration sneakers. Sneakers from like the sneaker consortium with Adidas. So those sneakers, you have a better chance of copying even though it's for raffle. And they are also very, very unique and very, very different compared to the general release models. And best of all, usually stores like Commonwealth put them on sale, especially if they don't sell out fast. I think in other countries they sell better. Here in the Philippines, they just sit. So you do get like a unique pair, a pair that's not used by everybody else, that's not worn by a lot of other people, for a very good price. And that, I think, is like the sweet spot. It's the perfect spot. For example, up to today, one of my favorite all-time sneakers is a sneaker consortium drop from Neighborhood and Invincible that I got from Commonwealth for retail. It's an NMD R1 in all black. There's an embroidered tiger and Japanese character at the back. It just looks so kick-ass, and I love it until today. And I feel that it still like holds against all the other hype sneakers that I have in my collection. Or for example, the undefeated Ultra Boost, the black one, not the recent releases. Those are really, really good pairs. So that's actually, for me, is the sweet spot, and that's actually what I would recommend to a lot of you if you can't like afford, or you don't want to get into hype, or you don't want to get into designer. I think that's like the best alternative that you guys can, go after. So yeah, that's actually it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and click the link down below so you can be part of our giveaway for the New Balance 997 Sport Leather Premium Pack. Peace, God bless, what's up, boom.